Oh, God damn it, I burped right before... anyway. Alright, guys, welcome back to God of War 2. Last time we met in God of War 2. We just arrived to the area where we need to... where we cleared the path to the next major area of the game. I believe it's called the Bog of the Forgotten, or something along those lines. And, yeah, today we are actually... we're gonna go inside of it, but I also decided to upgrade the Blades of Chaos, or Blades of Athena, before I head into the area. So, there is one thing you will notice the second I enter the area, is that there is a chest that I can't get yet, because once I get to a certain point, that chest right there, I can't get those chests yet, because once I cross the trigger...
Hidden deep within the spire lie the sisters. They control the threads of fate. Gain control of your thread, and you will be able to return to the moment when Zeus betrayed you.
Yeah, so unfortunately we can't get those chests. Not yet anyway, don't worry about it. You can go back for those. We can go back for those chests later, but right now we have to deal with this boss fight. But yeah, we actually do have another boss fight upon us. But one thing I want to mention about the cutscenes in this game, because I swear to God, because I've just... as I played through it and finished editing, I swear to God, Gaia's, like 90% of Gaia's dialogue has the words, "Go back to the time Zeus betrayed you."
By the gods, it is true. I have fought my way through the guardians of Hades and crawled my way out of the fires of torment to change my fate. And for my efforts, the sisters shine their light upon me, delivering the very object of my vengeance, Kratos. The servant of Ares. Do you remember that day, Spartan? I will never forget that day. This time, Ghost of Sparta, I will have your head.
Yeah, so we actually have a boss fight with the Barbarian King from back in the last game. Yeah, remember the guy that Kratos defeated once he first made his blood pact with Ares? Well, yeah, we're finally fighting him. This is the last time we hear anything about this guy ever again, because obviously Kratos is going to kill him again. But this boss fight, it's not hard. The first phase, he's going to have like these spirit thingies following around him. What you have to do is, I believe you have to use Typhon's Bane to get yourself to... You're first killing his horse, and then after that you're gonna and then you'll fight the barbarian himself. But this boss is not hard. I mean, I know I'm not doing a great job, but I'm also not... I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, but circle prompt pops up, you kick him off his horse, and you kill the horse. So now you fight the barbarian king by himself. And this is actually the part where his spirit, the spirits surrounding him, kind of come into play. So throughout the battle, he'll summon other spirits that are just regular enemies for you to fight. They're just nuisances. They're just kind of there to get in your way. Other than that, this part of the boss fight's not hard. His hammer is pretty hard to... I think his hammer is unblockable, so you got to be careful about that. But one thing you can do is you can throw the enemies into him and do some damage to him. I'm also using the Cyclone of Chaos a lot. And Kronos' Rage is a good one to use. And, of course, the Rage of the Titans. But again, this boss is not hard. I mean, it's... I guess it's to show that Kratos has gotten very powerful over time. Oh, this guy.
No, not you again.
Yeah, the boat captain from last game's back. They made him a running joke in God of War. He appears in every game, I want to say, except for any prequels. I believe there's a reference to him in Ghost of Sparta. I know God of War 3 has a reference to him. We just saw 2's. Oh yeah, and for the final phase of the fight, he just grows big. So now he's just basically unblockable, but it's not that hard. So yeah, as a result of him being big, he has a shockwave, yada yada yada. You get the idea. But yeah, the boat captain once again appears. I think this is his last physical appearance in the game, in the series, though. I don't think he ever appears ever again. Physically, anyway, because in God of War, in Ascension, he's not referenced at all because Kratos never met him. And same in Chains of Olympus. God of War 1 obviously is when when Kratos kills him, and then we just saw him here. I don't think there's a reference to him in God of War Ghost of Sparta. I don't remember. I don't remember Ghost of Sparta that well. I know that there's a letter you can get in Hades in God of War 3. Spoiler alert: we go to Hades in God of War 3, by the way. There's a that references him. And in God of War 2018, there's a treasure chest that you can, there's a treasure map that you can get that's a reference to him. And then in Ragnarok, it's not Ragnarok itself, but it's in the Valhalla DLC. There's a bit of a side story about how Kratos regrets what he did to the boat captain. And by the way, as a result of killing the Barbarian King, we actually got his hammer. So yeah. I never use it because it is a heavy weapon, and in all honesty, it's not really good. I never really have liked the Barbarian hammer at all. I mean, it's very slow and all that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe with upgrades it's better, but and personally, I never really found the appeal. I've never really been one for the heavy weapons in God of War. I think the only exception really is God of War 3's Nemean Cestus, and even then, I don't consider that a heavy weapon because it's not, what's the word? It's not heavy. It's more agile than what I expect a heavy weapon to be. It's still like the same mobility as like the Blades of Exile and Claws of Hades. But I've never been one for the heavy weapons in character action games like God of War, Metal Gear Rising, or Bayonetta and stuff like that. I've just never really been like that. But yes, God of War 2 introduces sub-weapons, and I believe this is the last game to have sub-weapon. No, technically Ghost of Sparta, I guess, with the spear. But God of War 2 has sub-weapons. Basically, you can only have one sub-weapon equipped at a time. You actually get another one later on. If you remember the bird that we killed when we got here, the guy who was riding the bird had a spear. We're taking that spear later on, and then the Blade of Olympus is one that you can unlock at for New Game Plus, which I do believe I show off a little bit. But you can only have one of them equipped at a time, and you can switch them at any time by going to the upgrade menu and pressing circle to cycle between them. But you can switch between them by pressing the R2 button, and you'll be able to use that sub-weapon. But again, with the Barbarian Hammer, I tend to stick with the Athena's Blades because they're just faster and better. I mean, I guess with upgrades, the Barbarian Hammer would be better, but at the same time, I've never really experimented with it. But actually, we are now about to actually go to a bit of a trial here. We have to find Uriel and kill her. Yeah, we're killing Uriel. And well, in order to do that, we gotta do a little bit of work here.
Warrior, help me!
But again, this is one of those sequences that make me really question how the fuck this shit works, because we see guys who get farther than Kratos before Kratos got here. But there are some puzzles that kind of require Kratos' abilities in order to get through. And like, I am very aware that, yes, Caleb, this is a video game. I don't see why you're confused about this. But I'm only confused because they got this far without Kratos' abilities. It's like, I mean, I'm sorry. I know that this is a video game, but I have to question how some of these guys who are normal human beings got here. And I'm sure it's like some bullshit like the Sisters of Fate deemed it so. But fuck Fate. Fuck that shit. Fuck the Sisters of Fate. I know that's the title of this game. That's essentially the subtitle of this game, but still. But, yeah. Oh, by the way, these guys, they introduce them now, but we actually we haven't seen their central gimmick yet. They can actually ride Cyclopses. But they just showed us what they're capable of on their own first. But later on, we're gonna have an encounter with. Excuse me. We're gonna have an encounter with them where, oh, goddamn. We're gonna have an encounter with them, where they're riding the Cyclops. That not much. I mean, it's just them on top of the Cyclops, and then eventually you can rip them down. And the skeletons, they're just spooky, scary skeletons. I mean, do whatever you want with that information, I guess. Huh, the skeletons could get stoned. Didn't know that. I will say, these guys pissed me the fuck off in a later section. I'm going to be honest with you. Then again, there is one thing I kind of noticed. I don't think it happens in this session. But, like, when I started recording later sessions, I don't know what the fuck happened. But, like, I don't know if it's my controller or if my PS3 is just fucking with me. But whenever I act, there are just times, randomly, where, like, whenever I activated Rage of the Titans, Kratos would the game would just go haywire, and all of a sudden I'm doing random inputs that I know for a fact I'm not doing. And I think it's my controller, I don't know, but I don't know why it's doing that, because it didn't do that in the first few sessions of the game. So, like, later on in the game, you're going to notice that there are times where, like, for some random reason, I'm just doing random moves for absolutely no reason. And that's because I'm trying to scram. I'm like, that's not me. That's the controller glitching up, and I try turning it on and back off and back on again. But that doesn't work 9 times out of 10, and I still don't know what causes that. Because my controller that I use is a official DualShock 3. It's not a secondhand controller if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, you can dismount the riders early and just kick their asses off. But also they can summon Cyclopses at any time when they blow their horn. So make it a priority to kill them first. Like, I really don't know what caused me to lose, like, my controller to start doing that. I kind of want to look into that soon, because there's other games I want to play on the PS3 soon. So, Oh, by the way, the Cyclops eyes, I mentioned that earlier. I mentioned that, I think, last part. It's only those type of Cyclopses that give those. So, I think this is a good area to farm them. If you just let the Cyclops rider summon a couple Cyclopses and then kill the Cyclops itself, you can get the eye. But you have to do it in the QTE. You can't just kill the Cyclops. You have to actually, like, do the QTE, and then you'll get the eye. You unlock a costume if you get 20. Obviously, and also I think there's also Cyclopses in the trial of the gods or whatever it's called, the challenge of the gods in this, whatever it's called in this game. I think it's like the challenge of the Titans this time. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But because obviously you're not getting 20 of those Cyclops eyes in one playthrough. I'm just gonna say that now. If you're playing normally, you're not getting 20. In fact, I'd be shocked if you get more than like 5, I would say. I don't know. Oh, I overthought it. I was like, I knew there was a chest there, but that's another thing I tend to do with this game specifically, is I overthink the shit out of where chests are. Or how to get to them. Like, you'll see me struggle to get it. Like, later on, there's going to be a moment where you see me struggle to get a chest. I'm going to be standing, and you're going to be like, idiot, you could have just done this. And it's just because I overthought it. Then again, God of War 2, I don't think I've memorized where all the chests are in any of the God of War games. But I mean, obviously, if you have, you know, again, as I've mentioned before with chests in God of War, if you have like the most basic sense of curiosity, you have no problem in getting a good chunk of them. Because, you know, it's just like, you know, if the game's kind of goading you into going one direction, but there's 2 paths, go the other direction first. You might find something that's either related to the puzzle, or you'll find a chest with a Gorgon Eye / Phoenix Feather. And then, you know, sometimes, you know, the second you get into an area, like when the camera is facing behind you, immediately walk towards the camera. You'll find something there. But, yeah, I don't got a lot to talk about today. I mean, my brain is still kind of foggy. I'm tired as all fuck today. Oh, damn. Grenade! I know this isn't an Assassin's Creed Let's Play, but why not? I actually did finally get around to playing a little bit of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, and if you've seen my most recent uploads, I sometimes randomly do this, where I randomly share some funny glitches that happen when I'm playing a game on my PS5. I just use the PS5 share system because I'm too late, because I don't record every game I play. But I found that there were a couple of glitches I've seen that I found really funny. One of them was where it was the scene where you first get the jackdaw in Edward's talking to Adewale about it. But like the beginning of the cutscene, Edward's pantomiming holding the wheel essentially, but for some reason the wheel is just completely invisible, and then the wheel just like randomly slides into frame, and then. But what's funny is, like, I actually rewatched the video right before I uploaded it, and I saw where the wheel spawned in. The wheel spawned in at, like, the very corner of the screen. And I guess what happened was that the cutscene programming failed for a second and forgot to call the wheel to its proper location. Which I've never seen, which is kind of odd. You would think that they would have a better way of doing that, because I've never run into that in the original, but then again, it's the original, so. And the Assassin's Creed series does have a bit of a reputation at this point. And I think the other glitch I ran into was when I was looting a corpse or something like that. Edward just kind of like boop over into a random location, kind of similar to how Connor did towards the end of Assassin's Creed 3 for the Let's Play. But I mean, besides those glitches, I'm actually having a really good time. I was pretty cynical about 4 about Black Flag Resynced, because, you know, that's just how I am with Ubisoft nowadays. But I will be the first to admit I'm a little surprised at how good it is. Though I do have some criticisms about it, but it's nothing too crazy. The big one is the fucking battle pass system. Do they really have to fucking do that? Like, I know the answer is it's Ubisoft, Caleb. It's Ubisoft. What do you expect? But still, at the same time, are you fucking kidding me? Because, like, I think there's, like, some rewards that you can get. Like, there's a battle pass system with rewards you can get. But, like, I think you have to have Assassin's Creed Shadows and Assassin's Creed Resynced and Black Flag Resynced playing. You have to, like, do objectives in both of those to get them. And I'm like, why? Oh, this puzzle. I overthought this. Oh, okay, this isn't one of those instances I was talking about just a second ago with overthinking the shit out of how to get the chest up there. But I don't think I go for it just yet. But this puzzle is actually pretty simple. You see this wall. We got to kill these guys first. All right. But you may notice that there's some water. Oh, there's like a little path of water there. I don't know what else to call it. A little river. There's a current going. And there's a dead body there. And then there's this button. But there's no way. There's no way to get the button to stay, because you have to keep the button weight down. So, what do? You gotta drop the body into the river here, go back to the other side, and have the body lay on this button. So you just stand here and wait for the body to come through. Why Kratos can't just, oh, I don't know, throw the body over the gate, you tell me. But yeah, that's literally the puzzle. You just let the body cross over through the river. It's cool and all, but it's like one of those things where it's like, why didn't Kratos just, you know, why doesn't Kratos just carry the body across the room and just throw it over the gate? You know, that'd be a lot easier. But you know what? Kratos is the kind of guy that takes 3 lefts to go right, and apparently so am I, because I am struggling to figure out how to get this chest for some reason. I am thinking way too hard on this. This is getting embarrassing. Because I think I forgot that you can use Typhoon's Bane to destroy in the environment. I somehow forgot that. The hammer's not going to help you. This is embarrassing to watch. Oh, if I only had wings. Oh, that's later, though. Wrong magic. There you go. I think that's when it clicked in my head. I'm like, oh, right, I have a bow. Well, I got 6 Gorgon eyes, so that means I am not quite at full health. I need 1 more set of Gorgon eyes, and I did mention that, okay, so one of the chests that I was talking about earlier is one of 3 secret chests that you can get. One is for health, one is for magic, and one is for red orbs. But we will not see the other 2 for a while. But actually, I believe I'm going to call it a part here. Yep, so the next time we meet in God of War 2, I believe we are going to continue on to find a way to get into Uriel's temple, and I believe that involves obtaining a certain upgrade that kind of becomes a staple of God of War after this game. Well, at least it stays on Kratos throughout the entirety of God of War 3. So, but I'll see you guys next time for God of War for the next part of God of War 2, and take care.